of the Board of Trustees for Beaumont Unified School District at 6:04 p.m. on Tuesday, March 24th, 2026. Can I have a roll call, please? Oh, we already did that. Sorry. Oh. All right, we good? Okay, sorry. Get back caught up, okay. We will reconvene into open session. And would Dr. Brown please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. Item 7.1, I will open the floor for public testimony. During meetings of the Board of Trustees, members of the public have an opportunity to comment on items that appear on the agenda, regular or special meetings, or items that do not appear on the agenda but are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. Individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda item. The board shall limit the total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes. Speakers may not yield or donate any of their speaking time to another speaker. With board consent, the president may increase or decrease the allowed time for public presentation depending on the topic and the number of persons wishing to be heard. The president may take a poll of speakers for or against a particular issue and ask that additional speakers speak only if they have something new to add. Okay, so Mr. Edgar Garcia.
Hello, board members and committee of the room. Good morning, my name is Edgar Garcia, and today I am bringing my little ones, Luciana and Eli Garcia. As many of you know, my little one, Eli, has Down syndrome. So just to start off, I'm a parent in the district, a district employee as well, and I serve as a city council member for the city of Calimesa, and as a commissioner from our District 5 Community Action Agency. I am here tonight as a parent and a community member. I just wanted to follow up from our previous meeting and reaffirm my commitment to staying engaged and attending regular meetings. As a parent, we want our children to feel safe, supportive, and respected when they come to school, and our extended learning program known as ELOP. Strong schools are built on transparency, communication, and partnership between families and leadership. I look forward to continuing collaboration to ensure student safety and well-being remain the highest priority for all students. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Garcia. And Sonia Cochado.
All right, good evening, board members, Superintendent Kakish. I'm here to speak on two separate topics. My first one, I'm going to start off discussing your board policy on mental health. That's board policy 5141.5. So I've been reviewing the Senate Bill 153, which provides a model policy, and comparing it to what we have in place. I know our current policy just passed in January of this year, and I know that was to make sure that you were in compliance with the new state ed code. So ed code for California, section 49428.1. And also section 49428.2. So some of the things that I was looking at is according to this model policy that we should have modeled our board policy with, recommends that we state in our board policy that the governing board at its regularly scheduled meeting held at the date that we had, this was in January, hereby adopts the following policy on referral protocols for addressing pupil behavioral health concerns in grades 7 to 12. This policy has been developed in consultation with school and community stakeholders and school-linked behavioral health professionals and establishes the adopted procedures relating to referrals and behavioral health professionals and support services. I went back to look through meeting minutes. I don't recall any notice or invitation for the public and the families to give feedback on this board policy. And that's a very common thing that we see in this district, unfortunately. The district staff who oversees the mental and behavioral health needs of students is responsible for coordinating implementation of these group-specific referral protocols in collaboration with the district director of special education, foster youth liaison, homeless liaison, and school site administrators. According to your board policy, it's a little small for me to read, but I didn't see any of those listed and who was consulted in the development of this policy. I think this is something that needs to be revisited. In your board policy, you do state that there will be a training provided for all employees and at least 40% of classified employees. And it says at least one time. Is that one time a year, one time a lifetime? There's no specification for that. I know that the policy for Ed Code, it doesn't say what kind of training, but what is recommended is a youth mental health first aid training. What's also missing from your board policy is a needs assessment, detect service gaps within the school community. There's lots of service gaps here. And also data collection and input from the families and stakeholders. That's something that, again, we see here often. Teacher credentialing as of January 1st, new teachers must demonstrate basic understanding of youth mental health first aid. And also starting July 1st, 2026, I want to remind you that we have to have a crisis protocol in place, SB 1318. Mental health first, the law mandates that school mental health professionals be the primary responders for youth in crisis, and law enforcement restrictions. Police or school resource officers can only be involved in a student's life is in imminent danger, and mental health staff cannot address a situation. I think this is critical and very important that we know. If there is a school resource officer on campus, they can only intervene if the student's life is in imminent danger, and I don't think the staff in our local school district are aware of that. Warm handoffs, if clinicians aren't available, schools must be used to train staff to provide interim care and direct handoff to community mobile crisis or 988 services. So these are things to keep in mind. If we haven't involved the community in other times, this is a good time to include us in this discussion because this is critical to our students. Okay, so the second topic that's separate from this that I was going to speak on is giving you feedback on the community town hall meetings that are taking place for our bond. So those town hall meetings, that was an idea that came up with our facility advisory committee. I'm glad that we're doing them. We're at 2 out of 3. I know there's been 2 board members that have attended, and that's great. There's a lot of feedback being given by the community in these town hall meetings. It would be great if more board members could attend, but I really hope you're taking into consideration and listening to what the community is saying. I know there are so many discussions taking place and there are so many concerns. And as someone who's consistently advocated for wellness centers that are actually implemented with licensed professionals to help in a crisis situation, I think the plea is falling on deaf ears. As someone who's consistently advocated for a space for our families and a resource center for families, I think the plea is falling on deaf ears. When we are at these town hall meetings, listening to the community and engaging with them, that is more than just sitting there and maybe navigating your social media at that time or posting pictures. It's about having discussions, and it's not limited to town hall meetings. We have reclassification ceremonies where I didn't see any board members or administrators there. We have a literacy fair where we had a board member here for a short time. It's more than just being present. Being present means talking with the community and not just extending your hand out when we want money from them. It's being the voice. As board members of this community, you are community representatives. Our community voted for you to be their voice, to be the voice for people who are too scared to speak out, to be the voice for people who don't know the language, to be the voice for people who don't know where to go. We are in dire need of resources, and we are in dire need of this district to be able to step up and help our community members. And I'm not just talking about people who are not in this district, I'm talking about our students first and foremost, and the families who are in need of critical care and assistance. So one of the things that I keep hearing from our superintendent when we discuss these items at the town halls is it's up to the board what really those funds from the bonds are going to end up with. And if that is true, then listen to what the community is saying. I know, Ms. Kakish, you keep saying that you want to be #1 in our county. I'm assuming that's #1 in academics. That's what we're striving for. Let's not be #1 in not knowing how to respond to a crisis situation. Let's not be #1 in having and allowing racial rhetoric at our schools. Let's not be #1 in having multiple crises and not having access and healthcare and support services for our families. All of those other things matter too. It's not just about academics and sports. The mental health of our students in this community matters. Show them that they matter. Show that the families matter and that you care about them. Meet them somewhere in the middle with this bond measure. It's critical. I know as a parent, and I'm involved, very involved. I know how critical that is, but we need to give back something to the community. And it's not just about having more seats in classrooms for the students that are coming in. It's really being there and providing services that they need. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Colchado. Item 8.1, approve the recommended action on the request for readmission for expelled pupil pursuant to Ed Code Sections 48, 916, and 35146 on student discipline case 202, 234, and -23. Do I hear a motion?
So moved as recommended. Second.
Okay, moved by David, seconded by Lance. Any discussion? Call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 8.2, remove the recommended action for student discipline case number 202526-13. And do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Lance,
Second.
seconded by David. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. Okay. And the motion carries. Do we have any reports out of closed session? I don't think we have any
Yes, we
report.
do.
We do? Yes. All right.
All right, in
Mr.
closed
Sanchez?
session, it was moved by Susie Lawrence, seconded by myself, David Sanchez, to accept the settlement agreement for case number 202324-23. The vote was unanimous with those in attendance, with Ms. Williamson absent.
Thank you, Mr. Sanchez. And Mays, are you going to do both reports?
Our student board member is not present today, but did he send a report, Thomas? Would you like to go through the report for him? Sure, thank you.
Anywhere with a microphone, please.
big shoes to fill, but I'll do my best. All right. Good evening, board, board members, cabinet, community members. I'm excited to share on behalf of Caden Alderson, the elementary school site great events, activities, and accomplishments. We're going to start with Anna Haas, hopefully. There you go. All Anna Haas Elementary School transitional kindergarten classes participated in the Community Helpers Field Trip. Thank you to our community partners, Stater Brothers, number 86, Cal Fire Station, number 20, and San Gorgonio Memorial Hospital. The Read Across America activities included the new event called Cozy Up with a Book, and during which families were invited to a book reading. Spring brought many house activities designed to increase the positive connections between our 6 house teams at Anna Haas. And lastly, the staff are proud to share that 3 students were awarded medals at the Riverside County Science Fair. Savannah Calderon and Annabelle Rodriguez were awarded gold, while Jacqueline Garcia was awarded silver. Brookside Elementary School welcomed an additional TK student class to campus, and the school would like to make a special thank you to all the employees and volunteers who supported the Black History Month celebration that occurred in February. And the Brookside Elementary School kicked off the annual used book fair and readathon. Last year, I was there to take some pictures, and it is absolutely an adorable event. Just a little side comment there. Palm Innovation Academy. Mrs. Stephanie Joyce, the librarian at Palm Innovation Academy, hosted a Starbucks book tasting, which gave students the opportunity to explore a variety of genres and discover new interests in reading, in essence, sampling a bunch of different books. Palm Innovation Academy also launched a run club where students can enjoy the fresh air, stay active, and build some healthy habits while getting in their laps, or as some of us would say, steps. First grade students visited the Western Science Center in Hemet, California, where they engaged in hands-on learning experiences and had an unforgettable field trip. If you have not gone, I recommend it. Students enrolled in the DLI program participated in the DLI Showcase, which was also a super fun event. There we go. Starlight Elementary School hosted the annual Black History celebration for the entire school community, which focused on cultural appreciation, unity, and school spirit. The event included a live DJ, music, and high-energy student engagement. The school successfully hosted the 4th annual Literacy Fair to promote a love of reading and literacy. Families were invited to participate in interactive read-alouds. Students engaged in literacy-based games and hands-on crafts. The school as well featured a special performance by the Starlight Superstars and included a beautiful ballet folklorico performance that celebrated Latino culture through dance. Sundance Elementary School wants to congratulate their 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Lindsay Hill, for publishing her 4th children's book. Mrs. Hill participated in the annual District Literacy Fair last weekend, where you could meet one of the authors. She was one of 3 authors in attendance. The readathon is in full swing for the month of March. Students are recognized for reaching their weekly goal of reading books, and they kicked off the event with a fun dress-up day. The 2nd annual Family Math Night was a complete success. Student helpers led each station as families enjoyed math games, challenges, and a fun evening together. At Three Rings Ranch Elementary School, 5th grade students received the opportunity to visit Crafton Hills College, where they had a glimpse of college life. Students lit up the classroom during the perfect attendance party. I believe that's the glow lights. And March started off strong with the annual March Madness basketball tournament. And 2nd grade students performed during their open house for a patriotic performance in honor of President's Day. And community readers bring many faces to the school to spread love of reading. Pictured is Director of Student Services, Dr. Bobby Burnett, reading to a group of students. Tournament Hills Elementary School was honored to welcome our community readers in celebration of Read Across America, which inspires a love of reading throughout the school campus. The houses came together to build friendships by creating friendship bracelets and showing incredible house spirit. And staff bravely were slimed after they reached their PTA fundraiser goal. Thank you to the amazing community for their generous support. The kindergarten students explored compassion and responsibility while learning what it's like to be veterinarians during an animal clinic experience. And lastly, the Tournament Hills Elementary School proudly recognized students at every grade level during our Trimester 2 Awards celebration. At Summerwind Trails Elementary School, or Summerwind Trails School, I believe that should say, celebrated Black History Month, which was full of activities honoring figures like Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King Jr., and many others who have shaped history. Summerwind Trails Elementary School also celebrated the 100th day of school. In addition, they participated in a series of fun classroom activities to commemorate the day, such as creating 100 themed crafts, counting games, and sharing 100 dreams for the future. Congratulations to Jackson Gerhard, a 4th grader, for taking first place in the Beaumont Unified School District Fair. And it was a fun celebrating Chinese New Year and teaching students about the different cultures and their associated anniversaries, while also exploring how each tradition offers hope, resilience, and new beginnings. And as always, thank you all to our parents, our families, our students, and our staff. This includes the presentation on events and activities taking place at our elementary school sites. Thank you so much for being so kind.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas.
Good job.
Item 9.3, receive a report from Superintendent Kakish and review the district calendar for the months of March and April.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being in attendance today with your pleasant smiles. It makes a difference here. I want to start by recognizing March Student of the Month recipients, Hazel Santoya from Beaumont Middle College High School. Hazel plans to attend the University of Birmingham to become a pediatric dentist. Noah Pinto from Beaumont High School plans to become an aerospace engineer to establish a foundation to support San Bernardino residents. And Beaumont USD Air Force GROTC cadets attended the annual military ball on March 7th. The event was held at the Fox Event Center in Redlands. It was beautiful, and it was led by Sergeant Bradson. And there was on March 12th, the district celebrated 20 years of the dual language immersion program. The event was celebrated, the whole K-12 DLI students and the whole Latino culture. Board member Mrs. Lara was representing the Board of Trustees at the event to support our students. And then another California Distinguished School. So hands off to our Beaumont Middle College. We're so proud of all of our schools, and we're on the way to get all of the schools distinguished schools, while we do everything else, by the way. The school, of course, is led by Dr. Carr and her leadership and serves 10th through 12th grade students. And students that attend the school can earn the high school diploma and college credits, and it could go all the way up to an associate degree earned at the school. On March 25th at 5:30, families may visit the campus to learn more about the program. And then Best Foundation held their first ever, I'd call it gala. They wanted to be so humble and call it an event, but it really was a gala. It was beautiful, it was elegant, everyone had a great time, and they ended up raising over $30,000. And that made it available that $30,500 would go directly to scholarships to students and grants to teachers to create really good projects at the schools. So hands off to all the board members that took the lead on planning this event with their current president, Susan Aguilar. So kudos to all of you for making this event happen. I'm looking forward for next year. And then the district literacy fair happened on March 21st and was held here at the district office. And the event was, our president of the board, along with his spouse, teacher, Dr. Melissa Brown, joined the festivities. The event included a lot of food trucks, book authors, music. It was great to have at the district level, especially at the month of March, celebrating reading. As far as events in the upcoming month, we have April 1st through the 30th, we will acknowledge Child Abuse Prevention Month, Autism Awareness Month. March 30th through April 3rd, we will have spring break. Schools will be closed. The district office will remain open. And our next board meeting will be on April 7th. And I just want to give an advertisement for our next play, which is Hairspray at the theater, which has multiple opportunities for people to look at the schedule and sign up for that event. I'm looking forward to a great play again. As usual, they've never disappointed us. And that is it, Mr. President, for my report.
Thank you, Ms. Kakish. Item 10.1, approve the consent agenda. Actions prepared for the consent agenda items are consistent with adopted and approved policies of the district and are deemed routine in nature. They are acted upon in a single motion without discussion unless any member of the Board of Trustees requests an item be removed from the consent agenda. In that event, it will be taken up in the order indicated on the main agenda. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Would anyone like to remove an item?
I do.
Okay, sorry.
10.7.
Okay. So we'll remove 10.7 and
Becomes 11.1.
then 10.7 will become 11.1. Do we need a new motion or not? No? Okay. So we will vote on items 10.6, 10.1 to 10.6 and 10.8.
We have a motion, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
To define that.
All right, and the motion carries. And item 11.1. Sorry. Which is approve the travel request dated March 24th, 2026.
So I just had a quick question on
Should I-
that.
Do I get another motion and then we have discussion?
Oh, right.
Sorry.
I'll second.
Go ahead.
So motion by
Yes.
Susie, okay,
Motion to approve.
sorry. And then second by Lance?
Yes.
All right. Discussion, Ms. Laura.
My question is, the conference for Three Rings Ranch, is that a voluntary?
I can't hear. Which conference?
The one
Three
for
Rings Ranch.
The travel request for, because it's right at the end of June. Professional learning for Three Rings Ranch. June 8th to the 10th?
Every school, I mean, I'm going to let Dr. Brown comment on this, but this is something that we've started last year. Every school has autonomy to pick the dates for their teams to attend the PLC.
Right, so this is, there we go. Yeah, so this is, we've allocated funds in the LCAP to give site allocations to send their guiding coalitions to PLC training, and it's the core group of teachers who will lead that PLC work at the school site. What we have found is that when they choose different ones kind of all over the place, then we don't have an issue with having 100 people out at one day, and it helps us with subs. And so Three Rings actually, they did not, they sent a team of folks last year in the summer. Actually, they did in September, I think, to Pasadena. But they used a different funding source, and they were holding on to the funding source that we gave them last year, and they're doubling down and trying to create bigger teams to send to get trained on the PLC process and how to effectively look at student data to increase student outcomes.
So then is it voluntary for them to go?
Yes, yeah, so a lot of them do it, we encourage them to do it in the summer, so they're not missing any instruction, they're not missing time at work, and so the teachers are volunteering to go. We ask them to go, the principal asks them to go, and some can and some can't based on the dates and times.
Just curious, that's what I was saying. Thank you so much.
Any other discussion? All right, hearing none, call for the vote on item 11.1.
Huh? I don't know what happened. It just disappeared. Now I got.
Looks like you went to a different profile.
I don't know what just happened.
There you go.
There it is. I can't get it to go.
And the motion carries.
Were you using a pen?
Thank you. No, not this time. It's just got really nice.
All right, item 12.1, receive an update from a representative of the Measure Z Citizens Oversight Committee and approve the annual audit report for fiscal year 24-25.
Good evening, President Brown, Superintendent Kakish, Board of Trustees. This evening it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. John Loy. He's not only a member of the Citizens Oversight Committee, but he's also the chair. And this evening he's going to provide his annual report and some statements from his committee.
Good evening, President Brown, board members, Superintendent Kakish, cabinet, district staff, community, and as he said, my name is John Loy and I serve as the chair on the Measure Z Citizens Board Oversight Committee. On behalf of the committee, I would like to assure the board, that pursuant to our bylaws, the committee met at least once during the 24-25 school year, and during the meetings, the committee reviewed and discussed project updates and financial reports. Most recently, the committee met on February 5th of this year and reviewed and accepted the 24-25 annual financial and performance report. The report concluded no findings and the district is in compliance with all requirements. Thank you very much for allowing me to report this to you.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I couldn't get my microphone to work. Item 12.2. Oh, sorry.
Info
Oh,
and
it
action.
does say action next to it. Sorry. Do I have a motion to approve the report?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. Thank you, April. And the motion carries. Item 12.2. Approve resolution 2025-26-29, resolution of the Board of Trustees declaring its intention to convey easement to Southern California Edison for the purpose of constructing an electric vehicle charging infrastructure on district property. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Susie and Lance. And any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 12.3. Approve a resolution 2025-26-30 authorizing wire transfer funds for the purchase of the Meritage School Site property. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 12.4, approve resolution 2025-26-31, delegating the authority to finalize the acquisition of property pursuant to board-approved purchase sale agreements. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
I'll second. Oh, go ahead, David.
Okay, second. Thank you.
All right. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 12.5. Conduct a first reading of Beaumont Unified School District's board policies and administrative regulations regarding business and non-instructional operations, the 3000s, as listed in the summary, and adopt if a second reading is not necessary.
President Brown?
Mr. San Martin.
There we go. Thank you. Yes, I would like to respectfully request the board to pull item board policy and regulation 3515.5.
The BP and AR 3515.5?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I do have a question on a couple of these.
What's that?
I do have a question on a couple of these.
That's fine.
Okay.
We will, so let's go ahead and pull 3515.5, please, and then I'm going to need a motion before we go into discussion.
These is a first reading?
First read, oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
On all of them? Yes, okay.
yeah. So on 3512E, let's see, that's the. It's about checking out equipment, is that correct? Yeah, equipment loans. What is this for? I'm not really quite sure, because this is new, right?
Not the form, but the
No?
language in it.
Oh, okay. So, but what do we,
Do we not use an electronic inventory management system to track the equipment that people have?
We do, but this is to loan an equipment from one department to another, or moving it from where it usually is to a different place as a loaner, and then bringing it back.
okay.
So
okay.
internal.
So I also noticed the word equipment is used over and over and over again, but I don't see the word asset. So I assume that all of the equipment is under $1,500.
Well,
Or
equipment-
assets or equipment. Are you using the word equipment so that you don't have to use the word asset? And so it can be all encompassing for all equipment under, above, or below 1,500? I'm just, the word is, it's an interesting choice.
Not all equipment are assets, but
Exactly.
but there is equipment that is not an asset, and it's not on the inventory list, that also can use this form. So equipment is encompassing of all tools and equipment. Do you have more
Was that-
clarification than?
Okay,
Did that answer the question, President Brown?
mostly.
Let me ask our director, Mr.
just-
Camera, to add additional comments on that.
Of course. Yeah. Good evening. Just wanted to come up to the podium to answer any questions. So the question is, do we use this form? Do we use an electronic asset management system?
Yes.
So those are the two questions I've heard. Yes, we do use an electronic asset management system. We use Galaxy. Galaxy is the financial system for all districts in Riverside County.
I think that's not answering the question I'm asking, because you don't check equipment out in Galaxy, you just keep track of whether or not you own it.
That is correct.
Right.
Galaxy is our
Yes.
database of all of our equipment. There was also another question, is our equipment or our assets greater than 1,500? And to answer that question, there's two parts to that, right? So we are presenting a change to the board policy because the ed code governing fixed assets has changed. Before, we were tagging anything that was at a $500 value. In the change of the ed code, everything that was tagged less than $500 will remain in our inventory. It's just now moving forward, we will use the new threshold of $1,500. But Galaxy maintains our database. This form right here would just be if we are loaning any sort of equipment between departments. That's what the exhibit itself serves as.
So where does the form go?
Where does the form go? So
Yeah,
that
so I
form,
fill out the form, what happens next?
yes. So our inventory is managed by our purchasing department. So when using this form, it would then go to our purchasing department to facilitate any sort of moving of equipment. And moving the equipment, it can also involve maintenance if we're actually moving desks. or
Depending on the
whatever.
size of the equipment and all that
Yes.
stuff, yeah, got it. All right.
Yeah, different purposes.
I just, okay.
Okay. Any other questions on 3512E?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. No question. On 3516.1, this is regarding fire drills. Let's see here. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth paragraph. So when the principal conducts a fire drill, all students, teachers, and other employees shall be directed to leave the building, which may include notifying staff as to schedule for fire drills. I know Melissa has an issue with the safety. She's very concerned that, we make sure that we do these. And, they should be, why do we let the staff know that we're going to have one? If you're going to have a true fire drill, right?
Yeah, we do surprises with this.
Always notify staff of fire drills. It could be something that we just spur on them. The only drills that we always notify would be the lockdown drills.
Okay.
So this is just saying that we may notify staff as to the schedule of fire drills.
But it says shall notify, it doesn't say may.
It says shall be directed to leave the building, which may include notifying staff as to the schedule for fire drills.
Okay.
So that, it just doesn't make sense the way that's worded, to be honest with you. So they'll be directed to leave the building, which may include notifying them about the fire drill.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me.
But we can go back to Gamut and find out what the reasoning was for that.
I mean, maybe I'm just not reading it correctly, but does that make sense?
And no, because that's not how we notify staff or students about a fire drill. The fire drill is usually they're told to evacuate when the fire alarm goes off.
Okay.
And if the fire alarm's not working, then we have backup communications such as radios, PA systems.
Okay. I don't know, it just
instant
sounded
messaging.
funny. I was like, I don't really understand how that fits
Can we
in
get
there.
clarification on the
Yes.
language before we bring it back, please?
Well, if I'm reading it correctly, aren't the things that being questioned being crossed out?
I'm sorry?
No, I don't
I'm
think
looking
so.
at, it says, the red is being crossed out, correct?
Correct.
So it says, when the principal conducts a fire drill, all students, teachers, and other employees shall be directed to leave the building, which may include notifying staff as to the schedule for fire drills.
Right, that's the part where,
That's.
it looks
right.
like we moved the red part here, just moved it down. So, do you see what I'm talking about, Lance?
No, I see that, but, right,
But-
that's what I'm saying, that it's still eliminating what you're saying of the may. It's saying that it is going to inform the staff,
Right.
what I just read.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The red is, the red is.
Which may include notifying staff as to the schedule for fire drills. I'm
Says it
still
shall
not,
be directed to leave the building.
which may include notifying staff as to the schedule for fire
So
drills.
Right.
how does leaving the building and notifying staff at a fire, that's
Does-
where I'm
I'm
getting really
thinking
hung up.
maybe it was an alternate way to do a fire drill. Instead of pulling the fire alarm, maybe they are doing a set time. At this time, we're going to do a fire drill and teachers are going to be escorting their students out.
Like a silent fire drill, is that?
We do have to have backup protocols in case the fire alarm's not working.
But even if I read it the way it's written, it says which may include, and if you look at number 2, it says which may include ascertaining that no student remains in the building, which I can read that as which may include not ascertaining.
Yes, which may include, not checking the classroom.
Right, so
Correct.
that seems problematic.
Yes, it is, and it doesn't align with our protocols.
So can we fix that?
Yes.
All right. And the other comment I have on this policy is, let's see, is this the one that I said? Because basically, all of these kind of things are in our safety plan, right?
Yes.
For each school site?
Yes.
So all of this is covered in those, in more detail than what we have in our policy.
Definitely in more detail.
So I just want to make sure that, we're doing the best we can here on our policy, but in our safety plan, it's more laid out and step by step, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the biggest change that I want to point out is that principals are now required to hold their first fire drill within the first 10 days of the school year. That was not the case before. They had to do one a month, but it wasn't within the first 10 days of the school year.
Okay.
Is it one per calendar month or one every 30 days?
One per calendar month.
Okay. There's not usually 10 days left in July by the time we start school.
Right.
Okay, I have another question. Don't go away.
Okay?
This one's on the bomb threats. Okay, so, let me go back to my notes. I have to toggle back and forth here. So, let's see. April, can you scroll?
If the bomb threat is received through, is
No,
that what you're talking
scroll
about?
scroll up to, response procedure number 2 is missing. So
Oh,
We-
it's just
Just to
the
renumber that is all.
formatting, yeah.
So, but one of the questions I had in there was, why does this, okay, so the staff member, let's see, where is it? Well, anywhere, it says in here that the staff member has to rewrite the note. Take them.
Number
These
three.
students, as this shall promptly, number 3.
Yeah, number 3, if the threat is in writing, the employee shall rewrite the threat exactly as is on another sheet of paper, including the date, time, and location the document was found, any conditions surrounding the discovery of delivery of the document, and not alter it in any way. If the document is small and/or removable, the employee shall place it in a bag or envelope.
So
That's
why-
if it's talking about when you receive a letter in the mail or something like that where you've got a bomb threat, they don't want you handling it a lot.
No, that
because it
part I
could
get.
have-
What I'm saying is, why do they have to rewrite it?
I know, they could just take a picture of it, right?
Right. But what if it was 3 pages long? So, I mean, seriously, do we really need them to rewrite it?
I'll talk to law enforcement about that, about what the protocol is
I mean,
there.
because if it's
Might be
a,
in cursive.
I was just like, I don't understand that. That's, what, I even said, take a picture. So, I don't know why you'd have to write it over. Exactly. And what if you get it wrong? So that's just not a good practice.
And it's not like you're thinking clearly when
No.
you've got a bomb threat, you're more likely to make a mistake.
Okay, when I was in high school, I was on the switchboard at the high school, and I got a bomb threat as a student. Scared me half to death. They're asking me all these questions, well, I don't know. Panicked. So, yeah, it's like, I'm not going to sit and write down what the note says.
Ask law enforcement to consider technology.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that's all my questions for now.
So, can we just bring those back for second reading? And is the board okay with approving the rest of the policies and regulations?
No,
They're all, they
they're all
have
first
questions.
readings,
First
right?
reading?
No, they all have questions
Yeah,
They
they're all first
There's
readings.
no,
Yeah,
on this group. Yeah.
yes.
Except for 3515 campus security, BP and AR,
Oh.
and
Oh, yeah, okay.
BP 3515.4 for recovery for property loss or damage. No questions there?
I'd like to bring them all back for a second reading, if that's okay with the rest of the board.
I mean, there's no changes to them or questions. Trying to minimize the agenda for next time, because it's not, we bring these.
I don't have a problem with 3515.4. So,
You guys are done with it?
Yeah, we're just making a decision on what to bring back, the items that are in question or the whole batch.
Let me go back here. What are we looking at? I'm okay with the 3515.4 and campus security 3515, BP and AR. I'm good with those.
we
So I
can,
move approval on those.
yeah.
Board.
And there's a second.
We've already discussed, I think, so let's call for the vote.
30? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No, we
said-
didn't do a motion the first time.
No, I motion
No.
that we approve those ones.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
David.
David.
And we'll bring back the others for second reading.
And the motion carries. Item 12.6, conduct a first reading of Beaumont Unified School District's board policies and administrative regulations for the 4,000s listed in the summary, and adopt if a second reading is not necessary.
I have no questions.
Okay.
I'll move for adoption.
Second.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote.
Bless you.
All right, item 12.7, conduct a first reading of board policies and administrative regulations regarding students as listed in the summary and adopt if a second reading is not necessary. Are there any comments? Is there a motion for adoption or?
I'll move for adoption.
All right.
I'll second.
All right, and any discussion? Call for the vote.
Because that's the difference between a baby and a male.
You guys good?
All right, and the motion carries. Item 12.8, delete Beaumont Unified School District's board policy regarding instruction in the 6,000s as listed in the summary.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 12.9, conduct a first reading of the Beaumont Unified School District's board policies regarding facilities as listed in the summary and adopt if a second reading is not necessary.
So moved.
Moved for adoption?
Yes.
Dr. Sylvester? Okay.
I'll second.
Discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 13.1, approve a new job description for the position of TK-12 Programs Coordinator.
I'll move approval.
Moved by Susie,
Second.
seconded by David. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 13.2, approve a new job description for the position of Compliance and Resolution Coordinator. Hear a motion.
Move approval.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. Item 13.3, oh, sorry, the motion carries. Item 13.3, approve the certificated personnel assignment order listed on the report dated March 24th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 13.4, approve the classified personnel assignment order listed on the report dated March 24th, 2026.
Move approval.
Moved by Susie,
Second.
second by Lance. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 13.5, approve the administrative and confidential personnel assignment order listed on the report dated March 24th, 2026. Is there a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 14.1, adopt resolution 2025-26-26 for the encumbrance of funds for the 2026-2027 fiscal year.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 14.2, adopt resolution 2025-26-27, authorizing for a temporary transfer of funds for the 2026-2027 fiscal year. Is there a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 14.3, adopt resolution 2025-26-28 for the year-end budget adjustments for the 2025-2026 fiscal year. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
And do I have any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 14.4, adopt the revised 2024 to 2027 Transportation Services Plan.
So moved.
Moved by Dr. Sylvester,
I'll second.
seconded by Susie. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 15.1, receive a report from California School Employees Association and its Beaumont Chapter 351. Do we have a representative? No. Item 15.2, receive a report from the Beaumont Teachers Association. Oh.
Hello this evening. I got caught off guard. Excuse me. 1 second. I admit it. All right, here we go. Well, good evening, President Brown and board members and cabinet and members of the public and staff. Julio Martinez here, BDA President, giving a report for March 24th, 2026. So BTA attended the Riverside County State of the Education Address, and I want to put a shout out to the many sites that were highlighted in the program. And for those that attended, I'm sure you'll agree that it was a great job that our BHS students did at the theater and technical theater and the video production presentations. Also another shout out to the Beaumont Middle College High School for their distinguished California Schools Distinguished Award. Going on to my report for Cabinet, so BTA met with Cabinet. We had a very thorough conversation about TOSA's support and coaches, and I want to thank the district for cooperating with my request for specific information related to those positions. Additional meetings we attended, the TKK GLC meeting with Dr. Barnett, the Health and Welfare Committee meeting, the Summer School Committee meeting, and today's calendar meeting. It's been a month of meetings. Continuing with the cabinet and directors, I met individually with CBO San Martin and Assistant Superintendent Castillo and Brown, and this time I met with Director Burnett and Director Toledo as well for various topics. I attended the superintendent's listening tour that we had last Tuesday at Anna Haas. It went very well, and she'll be at Tournament Hills on Thursday, I believe. And lastly, to conclude, the negotiations on March 20th went very well. We're very pleased with the district's counteroffer, and we hope to have a tentative agreement in place on April 17th when we meet again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And receive a report from Beaumont Administrator Confidential Management Employees Group. Do we have a representative?
No.
No representative present. Okay. Item 13.4, receive a report from Board Member Dr. Lanston Sylvester. Lance?
Good evening, Superintendent Kakish, Board President Brown, to our cabinet, to the public, those present. I want to begin by saying happy birthday to Mr. San Martin and belated birthday to our superintendent, Ms. Kakish. March is the very good month, if not the best month.
Now.
I thought Susie would let that slide.
No.
But she isn't. Also, congratulations once again for the fine job from the Middle College staff, principal and administration. Appreciate the great work that you're doing. I want to share that I was at the town hall meeting last week, and I want to commend our leaders, superintendent, Mr. San Martin, and who he brought. And much of the information that was given, I learned was in response to questions that various community members had. And I believe that our leaders, our district is doing a great job in trying to inform the community of what is at stake, what is needed, and what we are seeking to accomplish. I sat back, I listened to the presentation, and I also listened to comments that was around me. We tried to, the superintendent introduced me, but maybe some came in that didn't realize I was a board member. So I was listening to comments, and it's interesting that we can do what we do and still not satisfy individuals. Even after the meeting, I stayed around to engage with various community individuals with really no one speaking to me. I did have someone bending my ear during the presentation that was sitting behind me. When I became a board member, one of the things that was stated to me by this committee was that we represent different trustee areas, but we make decisions as one. And I appreciated that, because we do make decisions. We are a divergent group, but we do make decisions that will impact and affect the entire district. And while there are many discussions taking place, while there are many comments being made on what's needed in the district, the bottom line is, for me, is that anything we want to do takes money. Anything we want to do takes funding. And I know that we have 9, I'm not sure, but we have areas in our district where individuals purchase homes that are 55 and plus. And so they purchased those homes, we understand, without the thought of wanting to deal with school districts. You get to a point in your life where you don't want to pay more taxes, but, you know, in society today, and I'm taking my time to say this because I try not to talk a lot, there are many things we don't have choices in. I don't have the choice of what the gas price is. But if I want to go somewhere, I have to put gas in my car. And I pay, and who knows, we might be paying $7 or $8. Who knows? And if it goes to that rate, guess what? We're going to pay it because we have to still work and we still have to go about our daily business. There are things that we don't have a choice, that we just bite the bullet and we do it. But we do have a choice. We do have a choice of what we deem important. And I became a school board member because the most important thing, I believe, are our students. And many times we make decisions to benefit ourselves, but it's our children and our students that bear the consequences of our decisions. And so I know I've had discussions about B plans and C plans if the measure doesn't pass later on this year. But I want to go on record to say that, and I don't have claws in me, I'm not beholden to anyone. I'm here for the students. I'm here to make our district better. That this district is growing leaps and bounds, and it's going to take the entire community to get on board with various aspects of things we want to do. And so I want to leave you with a word from John Donne from 400 years ago. No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. If a clod be washed away by the sea, Europe is the less, as well as if the promontory were, as well as if a man of thy friends or of thine own were. Any man's death diminishes me because I am involved in mankind, and therefore never send to know for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. We can operate as a separate district of 55 plus that do not want to pay extra taxes. We can operate of giving our students, our children, second best. But it takes a magnanimous spirit. It takes a mature mind to know that many times to do good, you have to look beyond yourself and look beyond from where you are to who will benefit after we are long gone. And so I leave that with you.
Thank you, Dr. Sylvester. Item 15.5, Ms. Williamson is not able to attend this evening. Item 15.6, receive a report from Board Member Susie Laura.
Dr. Sylvester, well said. I agree with everything you said. It's great. Yeah, I missed the second town hall meeting because I was sick, and I was at the first one. So they're informative, and I just hope that more people attend, because as a board, we really do want to hear from the community. This is a big decision whether we put this on the ballot or not, and I want to have as much information and input as possible, and that's what we're trying to do with these town halls. I'm not there to sway anybody one way or the other. I'm just there when I go to those to just listen. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Also wanted to say that I attended the 20-year celebration of the DLI program. It was amazing. Dr. Gray did a great job. And they actually had some VIP members there that were the staff that has retired since, but staff members that were here in the beginning when DLA started. And it was really great to see everybody. I was like, those are my people, because that's when I was just starting on the board. My kids were in school, and you know, it's just like, wow, I haven't seen them for a long time. So that was really fun. And it's very cool to see 20 years of this program. And now my grandchildren are in the program, and I'm going to watch them go through the whole thing. And so it's just full circle kind of for me. It was very cool to do. So with that, that's all I really have to report. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Lara. And we will receive a report from Board Member David Sanchez.
No comment tonight.
All right. Item 15.8, receive a report from Board Member Jeff Brown. So I want to talk about the amazing literacy fair that was mentioned earlier. It really was an absolutely phenomenal event. We came through the doors, we were greeted, there was an awesome greeting table from the FACE committee, and there was there were awesome raffles. The raffle prizes were very age group appropriate. There was a ton of thought put into it, so if you did win a raffle prize, then you could pick from the table based on the age group of the student you were getting the prize for, which I thought was just very, very, very thoughtful on the part of the staff that put all of that together. I did walk the entire building, and I talked to as many people as I could find. I always love the book fair. I never go to a book fair without buying a book, so I bought a book at the book fair because I think book fairs, I thought book fairs were super cool when I was an elementary kid. Like, I just wanted to go to the book fair and buy a book, but that was not in the cards for my particular childhood. So now as an adult, I buy a book at every book fair. I don't take myself to Chuck E. Cheese, though. You know, there's some parts you just don't go back to. But what an amazing thing. And then all of the booths. I mean, when I first walked in, so this room was cordoned off. And the first section of the room, which last year, the first section of this room, it was jam-packed. There was a lot of room to maneuver around, and where's the fair? Where's the literacy fair? And so I ran into one of the elementary APs, and I asked, well, where's the rest of the schools? And he said, oh, they're all the way around the whole, and it was awesome.
That's cool.
So everybody was here. There were departments represented. All the schools were represented. It was just a phenomenal event. I was here for probably 90 minutes. It was just amazing to get around and to see all the people. So much of our district leadership and administration really, there's not another word for it besides donates. They literally donate their time, right? Because the people who were here, they were all here on their own time. I ran into Dr. Brown, I ran into Dr. Barnett and Dr. Swang, and I ran into all of these amazing administrators who were just here on their Saturday. Like, they were here on their Saturday. And that means something, right? It's not you don't go to every district and run into district employees, the district office employees donating their weekend time to their employer basically for nothing, right? It's literally a gift. It's a donation. So I want to shout out all of the management staff who spent their Saturday handing out books to little kids. I mean, that's literally what you did, is you spent your Saturday giving kids books. And those kids, those are all our kids. And so I think that's amazing. And then also, I think I already mentioned the gift baskets. The gift baskets were absolutely amazing, and it was an awesome draw to bring people in. And then it was really, one of the things I noticed was it was real difficult to hear, excuse me, the raffle numbers being called. And when we got back around to the front, I hadn't really heard any raffle numbers being called, but then I saw a big poster board where they were writing them all down. So even if you weren't in the room when you won, you could check your ticket and go to the board and turn it in. So they had a system in place, so it was very well thought out, very well planned. It was awesome. I just loved it.
Good.
Yeah, I also want to commend Dr. Sylvester for what he said. John Dunn's sermon is an amazing, the sermon in its entirety is awesome. If you get the opportunity to read it, it's absolutely awesome. And thanks to everybody, and that will conclude my comments. We do not have anything to adjourn to closed session for. And so, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. The meeting is adjourned at 7:26 PM.